Wow, 3 million. I don't think there's going to be too many people challenging JB for that top spot, do you? People, welcome to another edition of that finger tapping frenzy that we all know and love as WWE SuperCard. Me, Big Jim, here at BadLadDad HQ. Bit of a subdued one this evening. It's been a long week and not done a video for a few days, so apologies for that, but real life's kicked in as usual. It's 10 o'clock, would you believe, Friday evening, and we're 2 days into Last Man Standing. Is this something you're doing? Or is this something you're going, Guys, I've been doing a bit of, but I have been playing it for a bit. So we'll have a look at that. Just King of the Ring. I've managed to get through to a semi-final, I think, so I only had the one win so far on Goliath tier, and now the only pro I've got is Vader, the event card, and so I'm just getting punished in these King of the Rings. So whether I get to the, even if I do get to the final, I don't think I'm going to win it. But you know, you just got to keep plugging away. Never give up. Never give up. Just remember that. So how are you doing in your Last Man Standing? I have to say, it was always an event where you had to spend credits. If you want to get a decent card, you can't escape from the fact you're going to have to spend some credits. But here I am, after a couple of days. I've not been playing avidly, I've been playing religiously, I've been playing like a fanatic at all. As you can see, I'm just in the, I'm in the top 2.5 grand, 2,336 there. Now, if I did start playing with a bit more gusto over the next couple of days, obviously I can improve that. But what's interesting so far is those free packs where you've been getting the blocks and reveals. You can get a couple if you do the watch the video part as well. Has meant I've not needed to buy anything in that respect. Certainly not needed to buy that big pack they've got in the store, though I can see that becoming useful for later stages. But so far, I've got to where I've got by the only thing that I've used credits on is some doubling when I've been when I've got a fairly healthy deck in front of me that I know I'm not going to get knocked out of. Now it's interesting it's come up there. I must have crashed out of a game. There's something else. Of course, you could crash out of games quite easily if you saw you were going to lose, to make sure you don't get that defeat. That's been tweaked. That's changed. You've got to quit a lot quicker. You've got to be sharp on your toes this time round if you want to quit out of a match because you think you're going to lose, because that seems to be the one thing that they have improved. It's stopping you from crashing out. It's not particularly something we wanted them to improve, which is typical. Right, so what am I doing apart from faffing around? I will just give it a bit of this. Now my problem, and I'm sure a lot of people's problem with this now, is when we were on WrestleMania 34 tier, I had a very fairly balanced deck. The only thing I had was I had a weak 4th female in, but that wasn't too big of a problem because you're at WrestleMania 34 tier and you could generally crash out and plug away with things. But now I've got a big problem because I pro'd my Vader. As I mentioned, I've got the Pro Vader Goliath card. I don't have any other Goliath pros, so I've now got this very badly mismatched deck. I'm not like a lot of people. You can see in the guys who, well, the guys who bought packets, the guys who've had all these QR codes as well. It's obviously been a help because they've got these Goliath pros knocking around. But also there's people who have been grinding their butts off, who've managed to get they've been lucky with the pros, they've been lucky with the pulls, so they have sort of earned their right to be up there. But someone like me, and I've been actively playing, well, you know, you can see from the videos what I've been up to. It's been a bit frustrating because I've now got a deck where on the male front at the moment I'm okay, but as you can see it's getting tighter. But on the female front, my 4th female card is a single Goliath, and she is now getting whooped. She's getting whooped at every turn, and that is not helping me at all. So the big question, of course, is what are you guys doing? There's one of our guys in Team BadLadDad, Stephen, who he's a big grinder, and you know, gets money in the bank cards and all sorts, and he just seems to flatly refuse to play last man standing, because obviously if you don't get one of the top cards, they're really not that good. I feel I've got to go for it because I don't have any other Goliath Pros, and in the absence of King of the Ring wins, I've not got too many avenues for getting my hands on a Pro at the moment. I'm not buying any packs, as you know, so it's the only way I'm going to get them is through gameplay. So I've really got to go for this. Now, how high up you need to be, I mean, there's people are already trying to predict what the stats are going to be and how high up you need to be to have like a decent Goliath Pro, to even just beat standard Goliath Pros, because we've seen the quality of these cards in the past. Should we say they've been a bit of a letdown? So it's going to be an interesting time, come reward time, when people are collecting their cards, to see how many people in the top 10,000 are going to get something they consider to be a worthwhile card for the effort they'll have put in. Now, I'm sure that a lot of you use similar tactics to what you can probably see that I've done here. Like female solo, well, luckily I've got my two. There's the two WrestleMania 34 Pro females. I just struggled to get WrestleMania 34 Pro females. Again, as you will well know from seeing our videos, if you've been with us for a few months, you'll have seen me. I'm on a search for more single females to try and boost the deck. I've got the Nia Jax event card, obviously, but then, as I say, I've got a single Goliath female, and that's causing me big problems. I crashed out earlier about 20 times with her in a match, and it just wasn't having it. Wasn't having it at all. There's no way around it. I just had to take the loss, and I lost a streak of about 11 matches, which was a tad frustrating, to say the least. So it is going to be a tough one, this one, I think. One of our guys as well from Team BadLadDad, Matt, was in Arena 47 first thing this morning, Friday morning, and he's still there now. So by the sounds of things, those arenas in the late 40s haven't relaxed their grip on the game. They're still as tricky as ever by the sounds of things. Right, now hopefully nothing nasty is going to be lurking as we just come through to these last few matches. It should be okay, because we've got the guys out in action. What should we do? Let's use that event. Hopefully be a tag team we can use the blues for. And then we've still got the top cards for a single match. It should be happy days. Right, there's the male tag team. So they're nice and compatible. Yeah, so apologies for the lack of vids over the last few days. You know, if this was my job, I'd quite happily sit here playing 24/7. I'd be buying packs and showing you everything that I could, but it's not my job. I've got a job to do, and sometimes that takes me away from, not just from the game, it takes me away from my family as well. And sometimes it's really concentrated into a few days, and sometimes it's spread out, in which case I can plan my time a bit better. But this week has just been particularly manic, so I do apologise. I would love to make videos every day if I could, but it's not always possible. Look, there you go, Vader. Just to finish this one off, there's the big man. R.I.P. indeed, R.I.P. Vader. Sort of quite poignant timing, that, wasn't it? Right, so here we go. So nearly 9 grand. That's not too bad. But of course, to get anywhere near the top boys, last time I looked, the man at the top, who you're all familiar with, was about 500,000 points ahead of everyone else. So let's just take a little look and see where we are with that. Now, what I would do here, by the way, obviously reveals will reveal 3 cards. A block, you can block the one. So what I tend to do, I don't put any multipliers on to start off with. I just play through the first few matches and try and get the first 2. Sorry, there's a lot of motorbikes outside. Lovely area around here. Get the first 2 blocks out of the way, then do the reveals, do the block, the one block that I've got, which should mean that you can then have a charm life all the way to the end of the board. If there's enough cards, if there's say 10 plus cards, I'll use the multiplier, because that is worthwhile. If there's fewer than maybe 5 or 6, then it's just not worth it. Just play through, get the points you can, move on to the next arena. But I'm sure that that's a tactic that you're all using. Don't need me to go through it, but just in case you don't use that tactic, that might come in useful for you. Right, leaderboard. Let's have a look. Obviously it takes a while to update me. So, what was I on? What was I on? I was putting me up to 1935. So with 150,000 points, if we look on the global scale, I think this will be pretty meaty by now. Wow. Wow, 3 million. I don't think there's going to be too many people challenging JB for that top spot, do you? Well, second place, he's not even trying, is he? 800,000, not even trying. Let's see if there's any. Biggie Dude was up here at one stage. SuperCard Edward was up here. There's Ed in 13th place. And BLD Matt was up here earlier, but he's been, oh, there's Biggie Dude, look, he's 20th. He's doing well. Big man's doing well. Yeah, BLD Matt was doing well, and then, as I say, he's been stuck in Arena 47. He just seems to have been there all day. So although he's getting a few points, I actually think he's had a very frustrating time, and he's now not in the top 50 by the looks of it. Unless I've passed by him. Perhaps I've passed by him, no, perhaps I haven't. So I'll look. Well, there we go. You can see what Matt's up to. He's still plugging away up there. And Daddy Cool, James, he's our new member of Team BadLadDad, by the way. The guy who did win, we did get in touch with him. He didn't get back to us until about 4 or 5 days later, which was no good. So, shame that he couldn't join us. And to all of you who, again, did apply and went in for the competition, thanks ever so much for entering. And the top 10 that we got whittled it down to was very strong decks. We could have been happy with any one of those 10 people. Well, in fact, more than the 10, but those 10 in particular, because obviously they were the strongest. And you can see Josh is having a go, Zim's having a plug away there, Pod, and then Backer, and as you can see Stephen and Joey just like, nah, not doing it. And in fact, Backer is, and BLD Boys, Ninja Boy, he had a little tickle at the start of Thursday, and then went, no, Dad, not doing it. I don't blame him. So there we have it, people. As I say, a bit more laid back than usual. It's because it's been a long week and I'm very tired, but I didn't want to go through a week and not say hello, because that'd be extremely rude of me, wouldn't it? So, say hello down below to me back. Thanks ever so much for watching, people. You know what to do if you like what you've seen. Please subscribe down below. Don't forget that bell notification, because if you don't click on that bell, it's not going to let you know when the videos are coming out. Weirdness in YouTube world, apparently you've got to click that bell. It's no good just subscribing. That's not good enough these days. You've got to click that bell. Ring that bell. There's all the social media as well, of course. There's Facebook. There's Instagram. I didn't say like the video, did I? Did you like the video? You did like the video. Give me a few likes as well if you can be bothered. And, of course, Twitter, where all the banter is. Till I see you next time, you stay cool.